Welcome to the video, guys. This is the Crypto Oracle. Make sure to go to @OracleOfCrypto on Twitter. That is my other main platform for information getting out to you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Make sure to go to Blockchain Education, which is the first link in the description. There you can join as a monthly or annual member to become fully educated on trading, cryptocurrency, as well as investing. We have full-time TA and FA experts that will teach you how to trade from start to finish, as well as posting charts with technical analysis and calls with reasons behind the call. We have a brand new indicator that is absolutely state-of-the-art. It'll tell you when a coin is about to turn around and when is it about to turn down. You can see from our survey here that 70% of members are profitable after joining Blockchain Education, compared to most of them being not profitable with their trades before joining. So it absolutely has real results. Finally, if you would like to join the free Slack group, make sure to send a DM on Twitter to me with your email address saying, "Hey, Crypto Oracle, can I join the free Slack?" My assistant will take care of that and immediately invite you to the Slack group. Again, enjoy the video, guys. Have a great day. So what is currently going on with Bitcoin? Well, you're probably getting a lot of information from a lot of different sources right now saying either, we're going bullish or we're going bearish, or we're going, we're accumulating, we're going to move sideways for a long time. I'm going to give you guys my take on it because I can go either way. I can definitely see the perspective of every single take and every single side that people are taking on this. And it's not necessarily a taking sides thing, it's more of just a nobody really knows 100% what is going to happen, but everybody can predict to their best abilities, especially on things like YouTube and Twitter, where there are such big platforms for people to share. I really wanted to get my voice out there as well. So I guess we can start with the bullish side. There's a few things indicating that we will break out, within the next couple months, within, maybe by August or September, if not July at the earliest. I don't think July is actually going to happen. A while back, I did predict that we would see a breakout somewhere in mid to late July, but I really think it's going to be a little bit later now. Just based off the chart, I think the soonest we're going to see it is somewhere around August. And now that's not too long, that's just another month, so don't get too distracted by that. Take the time, as I've said before, to accumulate your Bitcoin, no matter what price it goes to. However, there are a few indicators that you want to see. As you can see, if you just look at, I'm currently on the daily Bitcoin to US dollar chart against the Coinbase price, just so you guys know, you can see that this big trend right here, as well as this resistance line in the red here, I know that's kind of hard to see, and this resistance line in the blue down here, or that support line in the blue down there, I'll make those a little bit bigger so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this one down here and this resistance up here, those are kind of the main lines we're currently bouncing off of right now, and over the past few months, pretty much since the end of 2017, we've been bouncing off of this little wedge, little triangle of resistance and support. We are currently, as you can see, at the bottom. Now, people are calling this a triple bottom. I don't necessarily believe that. Yes, I think we could see that in the short to medium term. It'll act as a triple bottom. We might see some price movements from something like here to here. We might see the price go to like, I don't know, low 8,000, something like that. That's a possibility. But I think what is more likely is we're just going to see it break down out of this falling wedge. I really don't think it's going to act as that much of a support. Yeah, it has bounced 3 times, but what also did happen is we broke this horizontal support. So we did see horizontal support, and then everybody kind of redrew their lines to accommodate this triple bottom, rather than realizing that support broke. It's got to fly down to the next support, and then we're going to see some more, resistance, or actual support, but like resistance from the price falling. And I just don't think this is a proper support yet. I think people are just drawing their lines for the sake of being bullish. Where I really think the supports are, I think we've got an absolutely huge support down here at 3,000. However, I don't think we're going to get down to 3,000. I think we've got a huge support here around 5,000. I think this is going to be one of our main supports if we end up acting in like an accumulation phase. Maybe we'll go down here to like 5,500, bounce around a little bit. Let me just draw like a squiggly line, bounce around a little bit, something like that, before we actually break out. However, that is also insinuating that we actually go down to that level, to that 5,000 level. Because there is actually a support right around here at the 5,900 line. That is where we had a little bit of accumulation in the past whenever we were breaking out, as well as that initial bounce whenever we were falling so hard. So there must be a decent amount of support there if that was where we bounced from that huge bear trend from 20,000. So those are a couple places that we could end up and move sideways throughout. If we look at our moving averages, you can see that I currently have in the purple, that is kind of the most important moving average actually for the 4 hour. So I'm going to move it into the 4 hour so we can see what's happening there. Okay, so sorry, I haven't looked at this in detail yet. So it looks like we just bounced against it. It acted as a resistance right around here, and I have it at 165 just to accommodate for the fact that that is where our price movement has been bouncing off of and acting as an actual breakout on the 165. I mean, you could make it like 150 or 175 or something like that, but the 165 just looks a little nicer. So you can see that it broke out through the 165 right around here, and that indicated that we had an actual breakout, and then it broke down right around here, and that indicated that we were in a downturn again. So it looks like we had some type of false breakout right around here. This started May 27th and ended like June 9th, and then we broke down and it basically bounced off of this resistance that moving average acted as. So what we're pretty much doing now is waiting to see if our line or our moving average will probably move down something like this. And what we could see is our price go up there and then bounce off again and then bounce down. Or it could break all the way out, assuming that we have a breakout situation. If it breaks all the way out through that moving average, then from that time on, our moving average will kind of, go like that, or, maybe a little bit sharper if we're breaking out harder. And then in the future, as our price moves, maybe we'll bounce down a little bit, hit some resistance, and hopefully that moving average will act as a support in the future rather than a resistance like it has been acting over the past at least few months. So other than that, what should we take a look at? I say we look at our daily RSI, because our daily RSI has been so low for so long. Whoops, let me get out of that tool. Let me make sure you guys can see the RSI a little bit closer. So as you can see, we're actually turning up on our RSI, which is a good sign, but it could always be a false breakout. Again, just like what happened right around here. We saw it turn up right around here. We saw it dip down and turn up. But then again, in the past, we saw it right around here where it turned up and then actually ended up breaking all the way out. So we're pretty much going to have to wait and see if this starts to turn down again, or if it ends up going all the way up. That would indicate an actual breakout. So that is my take on the actual technical analysis of it. Now, if you want to look into a price action history, a price action analysis of it, I have a little video that I actually retweeted on Twitter. So let's go ahead and restart it so you guys can watch it, and I'll kind of narrate. So if you go to the start, it starts at 2012, and as you know, we saw that huge breakout and breakdown to like $1,100 in the 2014 time period, or the 2013-2014, and then we saw the actual bear market throughout 2014-2015. But let's go ahead and watch this so you guys can see it. You can see that we saw that huge breakout, and then we saw it sit a little bit, then a huge breakout, then we saw it sit a little bit. Again, this is going to be our, or let me scroll back a little bit. So right around here, whenever we saw it, let's go back a little further. Right about here, we saw it stretch up really high. That is what we saw back here through this past, or the 2017 bull market, is we saw it break out like crazy, like right around here. And then this entire breakout right here just made this seem so minuscule. So that's what you're seeing in the history right around here. And then that was our full breakout right through there, and then we saw our breakdown. So if you were to look at these charts in terms of similarity, this current chart right here, if you want to look at it, what it would be similar to is if we saw our chart right around, let's see, right around there. So from the start of the breakout, something like that, just look at this chart right here and then look right here. I hate how it keeps playing. Look right there. And we have our similarities. So take a look at this chart and see how hard that breakout was. And then we saw it bounce down, hit a support, bounce back up, hit a support, and break down again. And then we saw a little mini breakout right here, and then some sideways, pretty much mostly bearish movement. So let's go ahead and press play and see where we go from here. So as you can see, it breaks all the way down to that old support, wherever that was. I'll have to take a look on the charts. But we saw it. Now we're getting into a semi-bull market, and then again into quite the extreme bull market from there on. Keep watching, and now we've got our crazy bull market, and there you go. That is our current chart. So this is our current stretch right here. So if you look at the price action is actually pretty bearish against this chart. What would that look like in terms of this current chart right here, the daily chart? So we saw it break out, and then we saw it break down, and then we saw it break down, and kind of like a double to a triple bottom pretty hard. And then we saw a mini breakout, probably to an old resistance. So if that repeated, if history did repeat itself, it would go to something like 9,700, probably max 9,700. And then we saw it break down again in a bear market until we went all the way down to these old supports right around here, which if we went down to the old support, it would be, in my estimation, around that $3,000 area. That would be probably the lowest price that Bitcoin could ever go to, if not, maybe like 2,500 to 3,000, in case my line isn't super accurate. So probably somewhere around $3,000. And then from there, we'll see that breakout again slowly over time until we see a super quick bull market, and then again a flash crash. That is just market history. Now, you can't say that the market will predict or the market will repeat itself 100%. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that according to the price action history, we're bearish with that chart, and that's just unfortunate. But this does give us an opportunity to buy a lot of cheap Bitcoin. Because if you think about it now, just think about kind of the relativity of all of this. Think about how you are into Bitcoin, if you are into Bitcoin. Think about how your friends maybe asked about Bitcoin. They said, hey, should I get in? Oh, it's going crazy. Maybe back here in this area, your friends were saying, hey, Bitcoin's going crazy. Should I get in? I know you're into Bitcoin. And you say, yeah, it's going crazy. And then it goes up and up and up. And next thing you know, your grandma is asking you if she should put her, 401k into Bitcoin. That is kind of the peak area. That is, there are a lot of studies about the sociality of price action in terms of like breakouts and breakdowns in the stock market. Whenever you see people or market participants that would not normally participate in the market, when you see our market participation rate start to skyrocket and go into like dangerous percentages, that is when we will most likely see a breakdown, something super hard like this, because those people that are in the higher percentiles of market participation, they're not used to bear markets. They see the price going up and they say, I want to ride this all the way up and then I want to sell out. And then they buy the top and it breaks all the way down, and once it's 10% down, they say, oh, I'm losing my money, I'm going to sell. And most of those people are going to sell. They're going to sell hard, and they're going to cause the next group of participants to sell, and on and on and on until that majority is out of the market. So currently we have most of the majority out of the Bitcoin or crypto market. What is left are the early investors that do believe in the technology, something like myself, or the investors that want to take advantage of this bear market situation and be able to scoop up some cheap Bitcoin. So if/when we get to maybe the $5,000, maybe the $3,000 support, what we will see is a lot of doubt in terms of the social sphere. You'll see doubt, especially from like family members or friends, and they'll say, isn't Bitcoin going to zero? Isn't Bitcoin going to the ground? There's no way it's going to bounce back up. That is the perfect opportunity to buy way more, to pretty much empty your bank account into Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to $3,000, I will pretty much be emptying my bank account into Bitcoin. not my other investments. I'm not going to go into my mutual funds. I'm not going to go into my 401k, not my real estate. That's just stupid. That is not a balanced investment strategy. I will still keep 65% plus of my actual monetary wealth in other investment devices. However, in terms of my Bitcoin, the 30% of my wealth that I do keep in Bitcoin, I will be keeping as much of that cash flow in Bitcoin itself, as well as much as my monthly, bi-weekly income that comes in straight into Bitcoin, because I know how great of an opportunity it is to have all of the market participants just completely out, but we're still in. And that is what the situation is that you can absolutely take advantage of. And that is what most people took advantage of back in 2014, 2015, before that in 2011. Every single time this happened, the people that bought at the absolute lowest point, that stayed in whenever everybody told them to get out or everybody was doubting them, are actually the people that made the most money. So enough with the inspirational rant about why you should buy the bottom. That's my technical analysis. That is my take on the current Bitcoin situation. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about Bitcoin, a little bit about technical analysis, a little bit about the history, a little bit from my side since I've been in it for a while. Again, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Crypto Oracle. You guys already got your information about all of my social stuff from the new intro. Hopefully you guys like that. Make sure to give a like if you enjoy the new intro, or comment if you don't. But again, thank you guys. Have a great week trading.